In this video, I'm going to cover futures rollover, which is very important if you trade futures or if you analyze futures. If you are not into futures, if you trade, for example, just Forex, then I guess you can skip this video because it will be only about the futures and the futures rollover. So first, let me say what futures rollover is. All futures contracts have expiration dates, unlike, for example, Forex market. What this means is that the current trading symbol, the current trading instrument that you are trading stops being traded and traders need to roll over to a new instrument, to a new symbol. So for example, this symbol is a symbol for futures on the euro, which have expiration date on March 2019. And in the 14th or 15th of March, this instrument expires and you can't trade it. And traders shift to new instrument, which is this one. As you can see, it differs with this number, and the 06 means that this contract will expire in June 2019. This means that this contract is being traded 3 months, then you roll over to this one, which will again be traded 3 months, and after that also this one will expire and traders will need to shift to this symbol 6E09, which goes for September 2019. So this will be the next symbol for the next 3 months. Here you have some examples of the symbols and their expiration dates. So for example, CL, which is crude oil, this one expires the 4th month of 2019, and the next one you roll over to will have expiration in the next month. The crude oil symbols expire every month. In this example, this is the ES, Standard & Poor's futures, expiration after 3 months, from March to June. Very similar case is, for example, this symbol, which is futures for the Australian dollar, which is equivalent to Australian dollar US dollar. As you can see, this one expires on December 2019. After that, you roll over to this symbol, which expires March 2020. The expiration of different trading symbols, different futures instrument, sometimes differs, and usually the current symbol stops being traded every 1 to 3 months. Which means that the rollover is needed every 1 to 3 months. So here you can see some examples. For currency futures, like for example futures on the euro, on Australian dollar, Japanese yen, futures on Canadian dollar, futures on Swiss franc or New Zealand dollar, all those futures on the major currencies expire every 3 months, which means that every 3 months you need to do the rollover. For the ES, which is futures for SP 500, it's also every 3 months. For FDAX, which is DAX futures, again, expiration in every 3 months. Gold futures, also every 3 months. Dow futures, that's also every 3 months. CL, that's crude oil futures, expiration every month. So for crude oil, you need to do the rollover every month. Those were just examples. There are many of futures symbols and futures instrument then you can trade. It's not always 3 months. Sometimes it's 1 month, sometimes it's 2 months, but it's always the same for the same instrument. So it will always be, for example, 3 months for currency futures. All right? And now I'm going to show you how to learn the expiration months of the specific instruments that you want to trade. So you do that in NinjaTrader. So let's go to NinjaTrader. This is the control center. You go to Tools and Instrument Lists. Right there, you go into Futures, and there you have all the active symbols or the futures instruments in your instrument lists. So let's say that in this case we want to look into expiration months of the CL. So we click the CL and you go Edit. Right there you can see the expiration months. As you can see, the CL, crude oil, expires every month. So today is the 16th of April 2019. As you can see, it shows me this date, which is May 2019. And this is the current contract that is being traded right now. After that, we will trade this one, then we will trade this one. After that, we will trade this one. If you look, for example, for the 6E symbol, which is the future symbol for euro, we go Edit. Currently, we are trading the June contracts. And as you can see, the expiration dates are June, September, December, and so on. So the euro futures expires every 3 months. To learn the exact date when the current trading contract will expire, then you can go, for example, to this site, and there's a calendar that will show you the expiration date for every trading symbol. So let me show you. Let's go to this address. Let me show you the calendar. So this is the address, the Options Clearing Corporation. You go to About, Publications, and Expiration Calendars. And right there, you can see the exact dates where the contract expire. So, for example, the equities, index, and cash-settled currency options expire when there's this symbol. So, right there, right there, right there. As you can see, in this case, it's always the third Friday every month. If there's a bank holiday, like this one, it's a Thursday. If you don't really want to bother with those dates every month, it's pretty easy to tell when a contract expires by just looking at the charts. So in this example, it's very nicely visible. This is a 6E symbol, which is futures for the euro. It's the March contract, March 2019. And this is the 14th March, is a Thursday. As you can see, the chart is pretty normal. But if you look at the 15th March, then you can tell that almost nobody is trading there. And the next day, nobody at all is trading there. So when you see something like this, you know that you need to roll over to a new contract. You don't really need to go to any calendars. If it's okay for you to do it like this, then you can just watch the charts, and when they start to look funny, like in this case, then you will know that it's time to roll over. By the way, also if you watch volumes, for example, the indicator which is called volume up and down, which is standard NinjaTrader indicator, if you load this indicator, you'll also see that in this day there are no volumes there. You will see that there are some volumes there in this day. There will be volumes displayed at the bottom like this. But if you look at this day, the volumes will just be minor or almost no volumes. But generally speaking, you can tell by just looking at the chart. There is one important thing you need to know regarding the charts and how different trading symbols are linked together. So let's say that, for example, we have the March contract of the euro futures, and let's say that the 3-month period in which this symbol is traded looks, for example, like this. Alright, this is the 3 12-month period. Now, the next symbol which you will roll over to will be this one. There should be 1 instead of the 0. It's the March contract of 2019. And this one is the June contract for 2019. So you roll from this one to this one. This is where the chart ends for this period, but the next period will start at a different place. We'll start, for example, here. So what happens with the charts, if you look back in history, you will see that those two symbols are linked together. So what happens is that this chart is moved like this. So the charts from this period and this period are linked. And for that reason, you see sort of the real price development only in this new area, only in this current trading period. This one is shifted. All right, that's how it works. Now, when you know all this, the only thing left is show you how to do the rollover. The way how to do it is you go to NinjaTrader Control Center, you go to Tools and Instrument List, then you select Futures and you edit the symbol. So let me now show you how to do that. So this is the Control Center, you go to Tools, Instrument Lists, you select Futures, and right there you can see the list of futures. So for example, if I want to roll over the Euro contracts, then I click this one, 6E, which stands for Euro. As you can see, I currently have old symbol, which is the March. Right now it's April, so I need to be using another symbol. So I click Edit. And as you can see, it already tells me to use this expire date. So the only thing I need to do is click OK. And as you can see, the 6E changed from 0319 to 0619. And you click Apply, and this is how you do it. There is also a second way to do it. You go to Tools, Database Management, and right there you can see all the futures from your instrument lists, and you just click Rollover. You press Yes, and you are all set. So let's have a look. Let's check out the instruments available in this default menu. Futures, right there. All the futures from my current futures trading lists are updated. Alright, so that's about the rollover thing. Again, if you don't trade futures or if you don't analyze futures, you don't really need to know that. This only applies if you deal with futures.